This is the youngest sibling in the Camon 19 series, and although it looks pretty similar to the Pro and Pro 5G, it's very different. For starters, this comes in this sea salt white color, and it's stunning. It's never really just white. There's orange in there, sometimes I see green, other times blue. It's such an interesting phone to look at. Its back and frame is made of plastic. The back has a matte finish and has that glistering look just like on the Pros. But this time around, the frame is matte. It actually even looks like aluminium. Then of course we've got the signature 2-ring camera module, housing 3 cameras, just again like the Pros. One way to differentiate this though from the Pros is to look at the text on the back. This says Tecno Camon only. It's definitely one of those phone designs that would make heads turn, and that's why Tecno added a clear case, so that way you can still show it off. 100% this is an upgraded design compared to what we had on the Camon 18. All ports are in the same place, and the only thing of note is there's only one speaker here, even though it looks like 2. So the thing you see at the top is not actually a speaker, it's an ear slit. It's usually at the front of the phone above the selfie camera, but because of how slim the bezels are, they had to push it to the top. And just like its elder siblings, we've got those razor thin bezels at the top and sides of the phone, but not the bottom. That's still thick. We have a hole punch cutout, so I think it still looks nice. It's a 6.8 inch 1080p 60Hz LCD display. Now the Camon 18 had a 90Hz display, and they really should have left it on here. The display looks really nice though for a 1080p LCD display. It's quite saturated, so colors appear more vibrant and kind of pops. But as far as scrolling goes, it's not bad, but if you're coming from a higher refresh rate display, you definitely feel it. But as humans, we tend to adapt, so it won't be a big deal, especially if there are other parts of the phone that makes up for it, like Tecno's promise of Android 13 and 2 years of monthly security patches. It's currently running iOS 8.6 on top of Android 12, and you would have no real complaints if you, of course, do some cleaning first. There are still some pre-installed apps that bug you with notifications, and you can easily block them or uninstall them. Besides that, it was majorly bug-free during my testing. For those wondering how I got this cool clock widget, head over to the Play Store, download the Google Clock app, then you can add the widget and pick your style. As far as the UI is concerned, it's not as customizable as One UI in terms of how the wallpapers affect the theme of the phone, but there are new wallpapers at least, some small visual changes. One thing I would like to be changed though is this. You know how you can swipe up to open the app drawer? Well, it would be nice if you could swipe down to close the app drawer. That's it. Now a word from me. Hi, this is Future Yugasin. I'm the same guy in the video. Anyway, I'm racing fencing from Gadgetsu to 15,000 subscribers, and I need your help. You see, the only way I can win is if you hit that subscribe button. Like, literally. I'm currently losing now, so I really do need your help. But of course, you only have to do this if you're enjoying the video. Now back to the video. So we've seen an upgrade in design and software, but a downgrade in the display. Now let's look at performance. It's running the Helio G85 chipset, which is older than the G88 that we had on the Camon 18, but it's almost identical in benchmarks and in real-world use actually. In fact, technically it's better than the G88. It slightly edges it in gaming, even though they have the same GPU. You will be fine with most games and tasks. It can multitask pretty well. It's a decent chip, a little bit old but decent, so technically it's an upgrade. One of the more clever upgrades is in the cameras. It's a 64 megapixel sensor just like its elder brothers, which is higher again than the 48 megapixels we had on the Camon 18. We also get a 2 megapixel depth and QVGA sensor. So yeah, we're focusing mainly on just the main camera. These are actually good cameras. After a bit of image processing, it produces really nice pictures. Sometimes it's a bit oversaturated, but you can actually turn off color enhancer if you don't like that. It handles dynamic range really well, and it does its best to not blow out the sky. It succeeds like almost every time. Even with a selfie camera, it's a 16 megapixel front shooter and does a decent job as well. Not as detailed, of course, but it does work well. There's also portrait mode, and that's also decent. I don't know, I kind of like the cameras. What do you think? Okay, now this is me shooting in 2K. It's definitely not stable, but I do like the way colors look here. So I don't know, you tell me what you think about the video quality on the Camon 19. Okay, so front-facing camera test of the Camon 19, shooting in 1080p. Let me know what you think about the video quality of the Camon 19, shooting in 2K. Got this bokeh effect, but it shoots in 720p. I would say edge detection is a little rough, but what do you think about how super shaky? What do you think about how it looks? Battery is 5000 milliamp hours, and just like last year, we have an 18-watt charger in the box. With medium use, it should last you a full day with about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, and you can plug it in when you go to bed, so the lack of really fast charging wouldn't be that evident. Of course, if you have any questions about this phone, just leave a comment and I'll be down there answering them. It's priced at 125,000 naira, which is more expensive than last year's phone. We've got an upgrade in design, software, cameras, and performance, technically. And for the display, we've lost 90Hz. I think if they had retained last year's price, then it would have been impressive. But dollar keeps going up, and so does the price of smartphones. Anyway, that's my review of the Camon 19. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you when you see me.